Just because I love you, it don't mean I trust you. Everybody not to be trusted. Everybody around me thugging. Everybody around me drugging. Everybody around me hustling. Everybody know not to bring no new riggin' around me. They say I be bugging. Got racks in the go-yard luggage. Just because I love you, it don't mean I trust you. Everybody not to be trusted.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Uncut with Q. Man, it has been a long time since I've done a podcast. And so if this is your first time tuning in, we're super excited to be back. Man, I got a ton of life updates. I'm going to show you guys what's up on the next episode. But for the most part, man, we're in a new studio, new place. It feels amazing, and I'm glad to be here. Not just to be here, but with a friend of mine who has really just came into this industry. Man, I mean, dude, like really, like I gotten a chance to meet some amazing people. This dude right here, it's just crazy when you meet someone and it links. Okay, so guys, today we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. If you've ever listened to our podcast before, all I ask is that you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and share this with somebody that you feel can get value from it, because we're going to be going into some really deep stuff today. Business, mindset, accountability, all the things that I feel that my dude has built his business upon. And I'm excited for him to introduce himself. So, bro, without further ado, man, let the whole world know what's up.
I really appreciate you. Peace and blessings, world. Thank you so much for that great introduction. You're too kind, my man. Accountability. Wow, y'all ready for that? Right? Man, it's a hard pill to swallow.
It is, dude. It is. And I feel like we weren't dealt the best cards in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up hood and I went through gangbanging. I've been through selling drugs before. I've been in and out of jail most of my life. I never made it past the 9th grade. You know, so like when I meet someone who got it out of the dirt too, because I know that you have your own story, bro. Because I mean, guys, I'm talking to the owner of Three Kings, right? Three Kings Barbershop.
Yes.
That's the name of the shop.
Yes, Three Kings Barbershop. Three Kings till God gives me wings.
Man, dude, I love it so much, bro, because you guys, like, man, this isn't just a barbershop. You're not just cutting hair, right? What is your thing that you do for your business?
Bringing the aspect to the people and making sure that the people are getting a neighborhood feel, neighborhood vibe, that they're not just coming in, because anybody can cut a good hair. We want to make sure that they're leaving feeling better than they did when they came in. We want to make sure that barbers are getting the connection. Of course, not every situation is going to be that. We have so many barbers that come through our shops, and you know, not all of them can grasp that aspect that we're looking for. Yep. Not all of them get the chance to actually work side by side with us, because me and Jacob we're manufacturing barbershops on a regular. We open a barbershop at least once a year, a new one, a new location. We're resetting all the networking and trying to be involved in the community. We're going around, we're stretching ourselves pretty thin, so we don't get to be as on person as we were when we first started coming up together with the barbershops. But we still, I'll be there this Sunday cutting hair at Bar and Creek.
I think it's dope.
Yeah, so definitely I'm there to try to show the barbers a good example of how to make that connection with people, because anybody can give a good haircut. Yep. But can you make that connection and make that person feel better than he did after he came in?
That was one of the things I was talking to you about. So previous barbers that I've had, I just feel misalignment. You know what I'm saying? And my barbers, they watch the show, bro. I don't care. I love them to death. They know it's all love. Yes. But at the same time, you know, me now coming in and wanting to learn and wanting to align with someone, when I feel that I'm going to a place and I'm not being fulfilled, I immediately don't want to be there. I want to remove myself, because I go to the barber chair not to like hear someone else's problems. Yes. I go to barber chair because I want somebody to listen to my problems. And there's a service aspect to that.
Social media changes a lot of that, because there's so many enhancements. Everybody wants to make sure that these designs are perfect. So they do the design, then they spray this paint on their head, and then they add white chalk and all these video enhancements as if it's where every haircut's about a movie. And it takes away from the aspect of, man, this guy just wants you to ask him, man, how are you? Yeah. Man, how are your kids? How's your family doing? And relatively, man, those openers sometimes open up a whole can. Like you might bite off more than you can handle sometimes talking to them, because you never know what somebody's going to say. Like it might be exactly what they want, but the environment needs to be a safe place for men. Men need to be able, we already don't have places we can talk. We already judge so much and like, you're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to have emotions. You're not supposed to have feelings. Like they paint all these pictures into our heads. So the barbershop was the one place that a man could go from all these years and let loose, and really, it stays in the barbershop. It doesn't leave the barbershop. There's not any cameras going. But now, you know, things changed. You know,
I remember
adapt to the times.
When I sat in your chair for the first time earlier, I think it was like this week, it was on Monday. And you know, just going in and seeing what you built and then seeing what you built the first time when I first got a hold of the shop. And
Yes.
I remember I walked by it. I said, yo, this is beautiful. Right. And then it's crazy coming into the new shop.
Yeah.
Because it's just like the old design, but
Yes.
you made it that way. So you
Yes.
have like a specific design when you open a shop. While I was sitting in a chair, you mentioned something valuable to me because I asked you how long you've been cutting hair. And he said, not even that long. And I said, well, so how, like, well, hold on, but you own all these different barbershops, right?
Yes.
And in my head, I was like, dude, did you start off owning barbershops? Or did you just start off cutting hair? He said, nah, fam, we went straight into owning. And I thought that was so powerful, bro. Can you elaborate on that? Because I remember when we talked about it, bro, it just blew my mind. Because most people just started cutting hair.
Well, business has always been, I'm always been business. My problem was not opening businesses and my problem was putting the wrong energy into negative businesses. So I was doing good businesses, negative businesses. I was driving 18-wheelers on taxi cabs. I was into the music industry. I was messing around with trying to sell T-shirts and all that stuff, but I never gave it my full throttle because I always had these negative businesses that we're not even going to go into about that because we want to let the negativity die out. But I've always figured that other money was the route. But once I came home from having 25 years and was actually able to make parole and come home and make a choice, I was either going to drive trucks or I was going to get into the barber industry. I decided the barber industry and I was going to go finish my barber license because all my hours were still registered with TDLR. I went to Houston because that was the school that has the best turnaround for people passing their test. So I went to them to learn how to pass my barber test, my written exam, and I passed that thing. I started working at a Shaving Grace in the mall. I was giving him half of my money because it's most of the malls, whenever they do a barbershop, they do commission. So I was giving him half of my money. I said, you know what? I'm finna go back to Austin. Went to paying booth rent. Things happened. Things got shut down. I ended up locking in with Three Kings as a barber. I went over there to go help him open up Lakeline. But I was up front with him. I said, look, I already got a music studio and a barbershop I'm opening. I already paid the lease on. I'm already doing the construction on. I'm going to be real with you. I'm just here with you until I open up my own on 35 with DDI Productions. He had a music studio on the back. I had a one-chair barber. And then I had on the other side, I had it where me and my wife, where she was either doing hair or we were selling merchandise. It was all right before the pandemic,
crap.
right? So it's a one-man barbershop. I made a newspaper, Gentleman Cuts, GQ.
Really?
It was my first shop.
Crazy.
GQ. So Jacob, my brother, actually came and helped me set up my station. He kept his word, man. He said, look, I'm going to help you set up everything. He said, you just come over here. I need a barber. I need a barber actually cutting hair more than I need you paying me rent. So I just went over there and started paying him right away, though. He said I'm the first person to ever do that because I knew I was making money. When I helped him open up that barbershop in Lakeline, it was a gold mine. I'm over there waving at everybody, talking to everybody. I'm playing music that makes people feel uneasy because it's a mall atmosphere that you're supposed to have a certain dialect in their mind. But I'm like, look, we can't be disrespectful with the music, but we need to play something a little edgy. Like we need to get to play this old 90s, old 2000 mixes, the Biggie, the Pac. You need to have some Texas music in there. Like you need to play things that's going to make them feel edgy so that we can win people over. And it's going to get everybody, trust me. It's going to get everybody. And sure enough, it did, man. I'm waving them down, talking to them. I wasn't even that good at cutting hair. But when I went over there to do the Gentleman Cuts, it was through COVID. I made it for about 6-8 months. Whatever happened, whatever reason, I needed to break away. I relocated to DDI Productions, and we turned into a tattoo studio, film production. I had a whole green room. Like we shot a lot of music videos in there.
That's so dope.
Yeah, I created the outlet for that. Bought all the equipment. Had DDI Productions locked in with better equipment over there, better soundproof. And then I went to Barton Creek they opened up Three Kings Barton Creek, and I went over there as a barber. And there's a lot of different things that occur, but long story short is I bought people out. I bought in. I paid my dues. Me and my business partner Jacob, we gapped everything down 50-50. We opened up a barber college, and then now my man holds majority of the barbershop. He owns majority himself now again, and I own my portion, and I'm doing my part every day.
That's amazing, bro. What a story, dog.
Yeah.
Has building a business always been in you, or where does that come from?
I want to say that I carry myself as everything is a business. I mean, how you move and how you act every day affects your family. So you got to be good business. You cannot not be a man of your word. A handshake means everything.
It does.
So it's nothing for me to abide to a contract, because if I actually say, hey, man, I'm going to be there, the only thing that might occur is I might be 20 minutes late. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be there because I made that obligatory commitment to you. I don't have to say, man, are you sure or nothing? When it comes to me, people know they ask me to do something, I'm going to do it. So every day I'm carrying myself in a business. I'm a business in a business that runs other businesses.
Yeah.
So how I'm going to take care of my business, man. I'm never going to leave people hanging. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm going to consider that how I represent myself is I'm representing my wife. I'm representing my babies. I can't say I love my kids and I act a certain way. That's a conundrum. You can't say you love your babies and you turn around and you doing this whenever they're not around, because whatever you do not around your kids affects them anyway.
It does.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to remove the protection of God. I know a lot of people try to act like that doesn't exist, but y'all give the devil too much power, man. It's the God that's protecting you. It's God that punishes you. The devil can't do anything without God's permission.
Yep. And people don't understand the devil knows the Bible just as much as God does.
Because the devil serves God.
Yep.
He'll be there on the day of judgment. He says, you will not hear me cry. Don't blame me for what you've done, because my cries are my cries. Your cries are yours.
Mm-hmm. One of my most powerful things I think I ever heard was on a podcast. This guy had mentioned, he said, the devil will call you out by your sin because he knows you not just by your name, but by your sin. And so God knows you by your name and calls you son, not by your sin.
Come on.
And that is powerful to me. You know what I mean?
There's a reason why we got these fingerprints, and that
they're so unique.
I mean, they're so unique in that they knew. I mean, they talk about them in the scriptures, and they didn't know 1,400 years ago that this is what it meant until with technology caught up with these scriptures. But now they know that, I mean, on the day of judgment, we're going to say that we didn't know, but our heart, our blood thing, our eyes, everything about us, our mind, our ears, our fingerprints will testify against us. They will say, oh, he knew. He knew better than that. He knew that he was doing wrong. He could say he didn't know he was doing wrong, but the way that his heart rate, everything that they use now when they do lie detector tests, everything, God been locked in with that. God been knowing how to tell somebody that's keeping it real from somebody that's keeping it fake. Yeah. They think that they're going to fool somebody. They ain't doing nothing but fooling themselves.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm telling you, bro, I feel like when I talk to a lot of people, especially on the podcast about business, a lot of people I meet talk about business want to talk about God for some reason. And you're so open about your faith, bro.
It runs hand in hand.
It does.
I try not to push it on anybody because it's not for me to push. I'm here to provide the information if we conversate about it, but it's not my job to make you want to do better. It's not my job to make you be better. I'm definitely there for it. And it's awesome when I see people trying, I want to help them. I want to help them apply. I love it, but I'm not going to chase anybody around trying to make them do better. Yep. Like somebody has to lose for us to win. There's a reason why there is different categories. The categories exist for a reason. We all can't get the blue ribbon. We all can't be trophy winners. So the ones that are going out of their way to do better, the ones that are serious about sobriety, the ones that are serious about marriage and taking care of their family, the ones that are serious about taking care of their business, man, I'm there to help them hands down. But the ones that's not, man, it's okay to crash out. Go do your thing. Just don't do it around us.
Yeah. Go learn, go fail, go get your lessons, go get your reps. Because sometimes you got to fail a bunch of times to figure your shit out.
Are you going to? Yep. We take losses all the time. Like I take losses every day. I'm used to people burning me on money already. Like it's crazy because people feel like our past being zero tolerance and all that stuff gives us the right to spaz out when somebody burns us in business. But that's just not how business is anymore. If somebody burns you for that money, you really got to charge it to the game because you got to trust in God that God's going to bless you again. Yeah. And it sucks because I'm used to, getting physical if something happens from all them years of being in the wrong lifestyle. But you have to,
you got to operate differently at some point.
Yeah. And beat somebody up over these losses. Like
my mom's used to tell me this, bro. She used to tell me, said, if you lend someone money and they don't pay you back, it's money well spent.
It's your fault though.
She says money well spent because guess what? You don't ever have to talk to that guy again.
It's your fault for lending it to them because you knew better. When they asked you for it, you already had that thing like, oh, man, I wonder if he's even going to be able to pay me back. And then you asked them, when are you going to pay me back? And then they gave you that real quick answer, and you knew if they were bullshit or not.
Yeah.
So you donated them the money. If I gave them the money, a lot of times, man, I expect you not to pay me back. It's a blessing that you do because I've been burned too many times to know better.
Yeah.
So it's my fault now.
It's a learning lesson, and it's also a blessing in disguise.
It's okay to say no to people.
Yeah.
And if they get mad that you say no, man, that's a blessing too.
Even God tells you no.
Yeah,
a lot of people, they expect for every prayer to be answered, but they don't realize that no is also an answer.
You got to be careful what they're praying for. You might have got your prayer. It just wasn't how you wanted to get it.
Exactly,
like patience.
Bro.
Oh, you pray for patience, man. You about to go through a storm.
And discernment. Discernment. I think it's so awesome, bro. And I got to ask you about this because I think that the way that you combine both your faith and your business tells me why you've been able to just go straight into system and structure. I was sitting in a barber chair one time at a barber place. I used, because I have my production company.
Absolutely.
So a lot of barbers, they hire me to do some of their content. I've done videos for multiple different barbers that are very, very big. I'm not going to mention them on the podcast, but the best barbers you can think of that came out of San Antonio, I've done content for at some case, some caliber, whether they were using my studio for a podcast or they came in to cut somebody's hair and I filmed them, or I went to their studio and filmed them, or I went to their shop and filmed them. Right. So like, I'm very good at making content. I love what I do. So one time I'm sitting in a chair, barber's cutting my hair, and it's a barber from a barber event. They had a chair there for anybody who just want to sit up and get a cut, And so barbers, you could just run up to one and say, hey man, you want to do a cut for me, dog? There's a little thing right there. Guy wants to make 50, 20 bucks real quick, whatever, sit in the chair. So I pulled off some random cat. The person who was running the event walked up to me, and I'm over here giving this guy the same advice that I wish, because, it's not often that you see someone that's performing at a high level to get into your barber chair, especially when you're just getting yourself out there. You just got your barber license. It's your first or second barber event. You're meeting other people in the industry. You're realizing that the picture's bigger than just somebody sitting in your chair and you're cutting hair all day. Right. And so I'm talking to this guy and I'm giving him the same type of advice that I would give to any other person. Right. The person who was running the event came up to me afterwards and said, Q, why are you wasting your breath on that guy? I said, what do you mean? And she told me this, and I'll never forget it. She said, that's a worker barber. I said, what? It's like, yeah, man, I can tell you because I can see them. That person right there, he's still selling weed out of his car, posting that he got bud for sale outside. Yeah. And you just let that cat cut your hair. He did me a good haircut. I'm not going to lie. It kind of messed me up a bit, but it's okay. Push my beard line down and my line up top back. Yes. Okay, cool. I can get it. I'm at a barber convention. I just needed a haircut. Anything was better than looking like Fluffaluffagus, right?
Yes.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, this girl comes up to me. She's like the one who's running the barber event. And she literally tells me, it was like, that's a worker barber. You're giving advice to a worker barber. Some people just need to let them cut your hair. I said, dang, that's real. But I didn't really think about what she was saying. What's a worker barber from an entrepreneur barber? Because aren't our barbers like business owners technically? And I'm wondering what your perspective is on that, bro.
It gets difficult. People feel like, especially booth renters, they feel like once they pay you that amount of money, you owe them so much. They're not realizing they're renting a space, and it's their obligation to take care of their space. It's their obligation to take care of that chair that they're renting. They need to wipe it down. They need to make sure that it's structured correctly.
Is it their obligation to fill that chair?
It's their personal obligation to fill that chair. Now there is bonuses to renting somewhere to where that walk-ins are coming in, but we don't necessarily owe them walk-ins, but they feel obligated to get the walk-ins. And definitely because the price point becomes various at different shops. And my shop has a certain price point where another Three Kings has a different price point. You do win for having that price point and knowing, I know you're going to make money, but relatively it's your job to get the clients to come into your chair.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your job to get them to return, because I can get them to sit down all day. But if you gave them a nice haircut, but the vibes were real stale, or like they didn't feel like you made that connection with them, you didn't make it to a point for them to be able to contact you again, you didn't tell them your availability, they're not going to necessarily come back to you. They're going to come back to the shop and look for somebody else. Or they're just going to feel like maybe you didn't like them. Whatever it is, people, you never know what people are thinking. You might have made them feel like they weren't welcome to come back. Like, oh man, I don't want this guy to come back. Or maybe he wasn't feeling what I was talking about and stuff like that, because we get so caught up in whatever we got going on while we're cutting hair that we forget that, man, you need to stop. You need to zone out whatever your girl's saying. If she's texting you crazy messages, you're having a bad day, leave it right there for a second. Like, learn how to disconnect from that. Yeah. If you can't disconnect from that and you wear all your emotions on your sleeve, you got that chip on your shoulder, man, it's going to affect your income. It's going to affect your money. It's going to affect your relationship with that person in the service industry. It's with everything you do, even with cooking and all that stuff. A waiter comes and slams the food down, or just anything. If you feel any type of vibes, you're just not coming back. You might not even leave a bad review. You're just not going to come back, because nobody wants to feel like that when they're going somewhere.
I feel that, bro. Yeah. To me, it was like, she was basically saying that this person was never going to own a shop one day.
And not everybody should own a shop. They need to take care of owning their area. You can make 6 figures owning your area. I came in everywhere I went, like I owned the place already. I cleaned the restroom on my own. I've even brought pictures and paintings and set up artwork, because the barbershop was dull. I didn't own these shops yet. I brought merchandise to sell because, hey man, it's okay if I bring these display cases. I'm going to bring some extra merchandise to sell, but I'm going to make sure it looks all good. You're not going to have to worry about me disrespecting your area or your shop. Just bless my game so that while I'm here, I can make some extra money. And man, they did it every time and made it look good. And man, I started owning the shops.
Bro, not everybody thinks like that.
I mean, they got to move accordingly.
Yeah.
It got to move accordingly. Now, of course, you can't mess up. You can't bring just some old random case, a random ugly bookshelf and mess up the aesthetics of a shop. You need to make sure that you're making it look good. Make sure the aesthetics still look good. Make sure that you're treating it like you own it. Keep things looking nice.
Was it harder to open a shop, or was it like, what's harder, opening a shop or just staying with one place and cutting hair? Like, really?
They're both hard. They both take a commitment. They're both, man, but I was a great barber before I was a great barbershop owner. I never made money off a barbershop at first. Like, I was fumbling those bags. I was not making money in the barbershop industry at first. I was making money as a barber, but I was making good money as a barber. My connection with people still to this day, they really appreciate the time and effort I put into them, and they go to my barbers. They absorb a big portion of my clientele. Mm-hmm. And it's cool, man. It's cool walking into the shop and I'm still seeing clients I've been cutting for years, still in the shop, cool with all my barbers, cool with the atmosphere, still showing love, still supporting, still sharing all of our videos and our footage that we post on the internet. It's a, man, shout out to y'all, man. Without the community, without everybody that's standing behind Three Kings, there would be no Three Kings. And the fact that we got 60 barbers underneath our umbrella right now, we've had more. Like, we are helping feed the community. We are helping put everybody in position in Austin so they can make some money if they're with us, man. We're not gatekeepers. We're not holding anything back. We're not charging more than we're worth, man. We do charge more than most do for booth rent. But if we was anywhere else, they would be getting a commission. They would be getting 50% of everything they're making. They would be getting 40% of everything they're making. And I do not get that. I do not. I get, like, if it really breaks down, I get like 1/10, maybe 1/15 of what they're making.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not taking more than what they're making. Some of these gentlemen might come out to 1/4, but you know, it's just because you're not applying yourself. If you're always late and always leaving early and always want to have lunch when you go, you want to spend most of the time at the barbershop taking breaks for whatever reason.
On your phone,
you're messing up your money every day.
Yeah.
I'm not messing up your money. That's hours that you're spending having to go eat, get overly full, use the restroom, have to take breaks, smoking cigarettes, vaping, whatever, time to talk on the phone. And you're wasting your own time, and you showed up late. Like, people were already waiting to get haircuts. And then you decide to leave early, man. People are coming at the end of the barbershop hours to get haircuts. Like, sometimes you got to stay to play. You got to get some money. Like, you're not going to, sometimes there might be 2 hours you're not cutting hair at all. But then all of a sudden you got a big rush. If you made $300 that day and you were there 8 hours, man, you're getting paid like a doctor. You're getting paid like a teacher. Like, these 300 divided by 8, I mean, the numbers are beautiful. I mean, nobody's getting that hourly rate. No, people are paying $15 an hour still, $12 an hour. You're not making, they're making over 20. They're making 40. If they charge for a haircut right now, $40, and you do a haircut 1 hour, that's $40 an hour. But some of these guys are pumping 2 to 4 haircuts out an hour. So they're getting $100 some an hour sometimes.
Yep.
There's no way you can tell me that you're not better off and that you shouldn't take what you're doing more serious, that you shouldn't apply yourself more, that you can't sit there and wipe down your own chair and clean up your toolbox and make sure it's your tools and that you're ready to go, that you're taking care of your business inside of a business. There's no way that you can't tell me that that you shouldn't be promoting yourself more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need to take care of your own business. You want to be 6 figures, you need to move like you're 6 figures already.
Yeah. There's a specific type of person that is required to appear for that money to come to you.
Man, I do my part.
Yep. I learned this from a Faded podcast one time. Well, they were on another person's podcast.
Yes.
They said if you're too cheap, it means that you're too busy. But when you raise the value of what you give to somebody when they sit in your chair, you can charge $100 per haircut. And that was always like a mind-boggling thing for me because, you know, I used to get my hair cut by Adrian Barone from Faded. Mm-hmm. And he had been my barber since I was 25 years old. He was just a kid, dog. Mm-hmm. He's 7 years younger than me. You know, so he'd been cutting my hair for a minute. And I gotten a chance to be in his chair when he was charging $40 a haircut, all the way to when he went to $150 per haircut. But the guys have the brand now. They have the exposure. They have control of their niche and their space. They make barber tutorial videos. They have their own school. They have a lot of things. I give them love because I love them. And I'm always talking about them because I go to their shop a lot. And man, talk about putting them on game. I showed them how to build a YouTube channel and they went and they took that into a place I never even brought it.
Yes.
So like I gave them a course on how to build a YouTube channel. Bro, they studied that, implemented it, and ran with it.
Yeah,
but these are like my boys, right? Adrian told me, it's just like, as I get more exposure, my prices will go up gradually because my skill set's going to be more refined, making these videos, doing higher quality haircuts, messing around with people that are doing high quality people. I used to, like when I say doing like cutting high quality people. So I used to pull up to their shop when they had it in the backyard of their mom's house. I see Lamborghini at the front, my Corvette decked out at the front, TRX decked out at the front. There's all these guys that are doing high level business coming over here to get their hair cut, paying $100, $150 per cut. That's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? But what I've realized is that your prices raise when your value rises as a human being and what you bring to the table. So you had mentioned, we keep I want to highlight this for everybody that's watching this. You mentioned this just a minute ago. You said we set a specific standard, and that is why our price is our price. Can you get a cheaper haircut somewhere else? Possibly. Can you rent a book? Can you rent a space somewhere else? Possibly. But you ain't going to get the same environment, same standard, same principles, same aesthetic that you get at Three Kings. Absolutely. And so, man, I got to highlight that because that was game right there, bro.
Absolutely.
It reminded me of that. I got to ask now, I want to get into some systematic technical things, bro, if you don't mind.
Please.
How the hell do you open up a barbershop? Like really, what would you say the biggest mistake you made starting the business was?
Not understanding lease agreements, not actually having a broker that can help negotiate with a lawyer and make sure that the wording and the verbiage is correctly, because they put these numbers to the right, then they do it like school. They put more calculated numbers in verbiage down here, and you don't realize how much you're actually going to end up paying. You think you're agreeing to these numbers that's right here, but I mean, these guys know what they're doing. When you sign with these lease properties, if you don't got these ACs correct and that AC breaks, man, that AC is $30,000 to fix. And these owners are not fixing it. They've been having this AC broken. They've been getting away with just keep leasing the property anyway. And, it's everybody's problem for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they never change it. They don't fix it. They don't care. And these are big $1 million corporations. They don't care.
What's the most important part before you decide to open up a shop? What do you look for?
You make sure that you're not going to make money that first. Don't be counting on paying your bills the first year. Do not count on bringing in money that first year. You need to make sure that you can afford to open up that shop. Then you need to make sure that you can afford everything. You need to know your electrician, you know, your plumber. You need to know who's going to be doing the painting, who's going to be doing the aesthetics, how much everything's going to cost that you're going to do each station. So you're going to have to break down price points and be realistic with yourself before you even do it. Otherwise, don't do it.
Man. And what do you think, like, I guess
signs are expensive. Signs alone are expensive.
The sign?
Signs, yeah. Signs
what do you mean?
Expensive. They're anywhere from $6,000 to $12,000 for
Jesus.
just a sign.
The sign outside?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, those LED signs, all the stuff. They got to bend all that metal. They got to get somebody to hang it. Some places you're gonna have to make sure you got all the special permits. Like, yeah, definitely signs get expensive. Door signs, everything. So make sure you can afford every aspect of it, because if it's incomplete, it's gonna be incomplete.
What's one thing that you wish you knew starting out that you know now that's like a very critical thing to look for when open up a shop? Would you say
that it doesn't matter what you're doing in life? People are not going to give you your flowers. They're not going to give you the love that you're expecting to get back from doing the right thing. It's on you. It's in you. There's none of that. Nobody's clapping for the guys who's really winning. There's nobody's really making sure that the guys who are really putting in the work and actually helping people are right there getting the love and recognition they need, man. You're going to have to be okay with them trying to cut you out of video clips. You're going to have to be okay with them trying to cut you out of footage, trying to not make you a part of whatever they're doing, just because they got hate in their heart. There's nothing that's changed. The negative aspect and positive aspect still got the same interior and all these things, man. People are running around here really just bad people. We know. We ain't gonna get into that, man. But there's a lot of fake rich out there too, man.
I've seen it.
Bro, it's crazy.
And
they're okay with burning bridges, and they're at your local places of faith. They look like they got it together. They look like they're locked in with God. They look like they're really good people, and they're not. And you're just gonna have to have your guard up at all times and make sure that you're protecting your energy, protecting your vibes, make sure that you're protecting your assets and your income and protecting your family. Because nothing changes about anything in this world, man. There's good people and there's bad people, and they're in every industry.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times you'll see bad people thinking that they're doing good things, and you have good people that are trying to do good but fall to bad things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've noticed that, but that's what human will is and why being in alignment with the Lord is. I see people a lot of times that I've seen have failed business at church. I see it a lot, to be honest, but I also see them trying to find themselves, trying to do something. So I always try to picture myself in their shoes and what led them to those decisions.
Yes.
Because sin is sin, but we ain't born like we were born into it, right? So we get the free will to decide what we do with what the devil throws at us. But we also have God leading us to where it is that we're trying to go. I noticed that the most people that fall from God are the closest to God at some point.
Well, God's going to try you.
Yeah.
God wants to make sure that your faith is real. So sometimes, a lot of times, God said, all right, he thinks he got it all together. Let me throw this at him and see what he does. Let me see if he still is true to the man, if he's still talking what he's talking, if he's still going to be like, oh, man, I got my faith. Yeah, he's going to try you. Definitely.
Yep. Definitely. I've come to realize that the more money that I've made in my life, the harder that things have become. And it's crazy, though, because it isn't any harder than what it was when I was younger. Because it was a time frame, bro, where I was so poor, dog. I had nowhere to go. I had a backpack full of clothes that was dirty. I ran out of socks and underwear to wear, and I had nowhere to wash my clothes. I slept inside of a laundromat in like 20-degree weather in the middle of the winter here in San Antonio. And I waited till somebody came in to drop their clothes off, and I went through their clothes and stole their clothes to wear because I didn't have anything. I didn't have a place to go shower in, so I went to my brother's Jack in the Box location because he was a general manager for one, to take a bath in the shower, and then I would sleep on the little Via bus benches until I could find where I was going to go. And I had a friend that would ask me if I can come over. I go over there. It's funny that was hard then. This is still hard now. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's the same no matter what. So you can choose your hard, right? You could be here and life could be what it is, or you could be there and life be what it is. But the reality is what are you doing with what God has given you?
Well, I think you're being more chiseled and equipped to handle these situations and get through them. It's not that the situations aren't going to occur anymore. I think more situations occur, like what you're saying. You're just now you're made for it. You're built for it. Like you can carry that. You're just like a soldier. You're God's soldier, man. You put in that backpack on and you're trucking through this to go to war, man. Every day is a battlefield. Nothing is ever taken lightly for me. I don't I laugh and I joke, but most of the time, whenever I'm even telling a joke, it might sound funny and stuff, but I'm telling the truth. I'm not, because nothing's to be played with, man. We're not clowns. We're not babies. There ain't no baby steps out here, man. You're big men. There's men out here. We're not taking baby steps to anything.
Yeah,
we're walking. Yeah. So sometimes we run, and sometimes we got to get back to walking, man.
Yep. I feel like it's in those moments when we walk and we take our time that we find something more beautiful.
Man, language is everything. People are so ready to tell somebody what their truth is or what they should be doing instead of letting it be their truth. People love telling people, "Oh, it's not going to happen overnight." Can't it? Why won't it happen overnight? Yep. Because you just said it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight, but you didn't even leave it in the air to see if maybe it could. Yeah, you already accepted that. You already made that your truth. It's just like the baby steps. Oh man, you got to crawl before you walk. I mean, that's because that's what we teach our kids to do. But if somebody told us that we should walk before we crawl, we would walk before we crawl. It's all in what you accept as your truth.
I think as long as you're holding yourself accountable to living at a higher standard, then things gravitate toward you. And that's going to come in the shape of problems, opportunities, trauma, devastating things even, bro, it's crazy. Like, I don't feel like an overnight success. I feel like a lot of stuff did happen overnight in moments, though, that led up to this point where I'm at now, where I operate 18 different companies, few of them in different countries, beautiful. And I have a crap ton of different employees. Beautiful. I don't say all this to boast because it is a burden, but it's a cross that I carry. When I say that, I'm not doing this because I want to. I'm doing this out of obedience. That's the difference, right? And so it's not just me coming in here and being super happy to just run all these companies and deal with all these problems and handle all these people that ain't happy and handle the people that are and have all this money flying in. Yes. It is a cross that I carry, And it's out of obedience that I feel that I've gained where I'm at. But you're right. I mean, why can't it happen overnight? I was thinking like to myself, I was like, man, my first real estate deal I closed, it took me a year and a half in a seminar. That seminar happened overnight. And then next thing you know, my first check came in. I made $2,100 in real estate investing. That happened overnight. I just found the damn house. And then next thing you know, 2 weeks later, I had a check in my pocket and it was real. Getting out of a 10-year relationship happened overnight. Decided I was going to do it. 2 years later, married to the love of my life. I married her. Happened overnight. Yes. Greatest thing in my life that has ever happened to me. I put that up there with giving my life to Jesus, bro, is meeting my wife and being able to elevate myself in a way where I'm holding myself so goddamn accountable. I don't mean to say that in the Lord's name when I'm talking about all these things, but I'm holding myself so accountable now to living exponentially in every caliber that I possibly can, in faith and family and fitness and finance, and also how I take care of myself and carry myself, bro. It's crazy how like the overnight success, it did somewhat happen overnight, but it was a series of events that happened overnight that led me to this point where I feel that I am operating at my highest levels. I have so much clarity now because I'm in alignment with the Lord and I know where I'm going.
There's a lot of elements that take that. What did happen overnight is your mindset was stuck on, I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. This is going to happen. It doesn't have to be in the physical form yet for it to happen. Once you visualize it and you see it, it's yours. I mean, once multiple people can tell you this, once I even start talking to them about something I'm doing, it's already done. Like we're already in it.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, next month you're going to see us up. Like nothing.
People got 100-year plan. Well, like I'll be real. You and I, we think about today.
I mean, we got to survive. It's expensive out here. None of this stuff
it's
is
what's
getting
2 inches
cheaper.
in front of you, not what's 2 years ahead.
Nothing is getting cheaper, and chasing money is going to leave you broke. You got to chase conduct. You got to chase how you conduct yourself. You got to chase goals. You got to get a checklist. Like you chase all this stuff. That's when the money's going to chase you. Mm-hmm. You trying to chase the money, man, you're going to be broke.
Bro, what's the best advice you can give to somebody who's a barber on the other side of this that's hustling, trying to get
just the individual in general, man. This is not just for barbering. This is for everything.
For everybody.
It's okay to cut people off, man. It's all right to cut that dead weight. Their energy, their vibes is wearing you down. You cannot save everybody. Their anchor, you would be trying to save them and they'll take the whole ship down. You do not need to take on anybody's injuries. Their problems are not your problems. There's certain people that you owe, and it has to do with your wife, your husband, or your children. Those are who you owe. Those who you made the contract with and you owe. Now, you might need to return favors, but you don't owe them anything. Whether they chose to help you and look out for you, that was their choice. And definitely you should help and look out for people because they're doing good, but you don't owe them anything. You don't have to throw away your life because they threw away their life.
Bro. This is
cutoff season, man. Tell them it's cutoff season.
It's cutoff season.
Yeah, man. You might hit that block list.
Yeah,
it's cutoff season because
people get blocked in real life,
bro. The only ones that think they're not on drugs are the drug users. Like, bro, we know your lies. We know that you're twitching, bro. Like, you can sit there and act like you're not getting high and you're sober and all that stuff, brother. But we know, man, and you're having all these bumps in your roads and lack of success because of whatever you're doing. It has nothing to do with me, man. Mm-hmm. You're a good friend. Yes, I've known you 10 years. Yes, I've known you 20 years. Yes, you're my mother. Yes, you're my brother. Whatever. I will cut you off. I do not care. You are not going to bring down my shit because I owe my wife and I owe those babies that y'all see me post. And kids, I owe them. Even my grown kids, man, my son's 16. In a couple more years, I don't owe him anything. I got him to adulthood. I don't owe him anything. Whether or not we still have our relationship as father and son and we grow together is going to predict how he conducts himself. If he's being a piece of shit in life, man, he will get cut off too. Like, it's not because I don't love him. It's because I love myself and I love for what I stand for.
Amen.
We got to be doing the right thing out here.
Yep.
And we got to renew our contract. Everybody gets to renew contracts with each other. Every year you should hold somebody accountable. And if you know that they're a piece of shit parent, how can you even love them and respect them if they're not taking care of their kids? How can you say that that's your homeboy and be sitting there kicking it with him and talking about that's my dog and you know that he's really shitting on his kids?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's horrible.
He's indulging in pornography, watching stuff he shouldn't be watching, going to events.
You should know what he's doing anyway.
Drinking.
You shouldn't know that much about him anyway. Yeah. But if it's that wide open, bro, that ain't your people.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
People,
Man, I love this, bro. This has been one of the best podcasts that I've done in a long time.
Man, you give me too much love, man. I appreciate it. You
Bro,
came through the gate giving me big love, man.
Bro,
I appreciate it, brother.
This has just been so cool because we've been talking about doing this for over practically a year, right?
Yes,
practically a year.
Yes,
so it's finally happened,
in front of that DJ Screw, man. We're going to get it next time.
Yeah.
Screw head, screw zoo.
Yeah, I definitely want to do this again and run another update on this, bro, because this is great mindset talk too. And just overall business, I love how we're like gravitating in between the lines of what it is to own a shop, because you're talking about things that make people live a better life, bro. For my people that are watching this right now, how can they follow you? How can they get a hold of you?
I hustle for God, IHUSTLE, the number 4 God on Instagram, 3KB_512 on Instagram, Basir Rendon on Facebook. Those are my outlets.
Man,
please rock with me. And I appreciate everybody that does rock with me, everybody that does influence. I appreciate every one of my barbers that actually come in and take care of their business and actually take their craft serious. Man, we got some of the best barbers in Austin, right there on the south side at Three Kings Barbershop, Barton Creek. We got some of the best at the Domain, Lakeline. San Marcos goes crazy for all them youths, the up and coming, the real entrepreneurs. They're really monetizing themselves. They're really making sure that they're getting the job done, man. We really appreciate y'all. And Trey's Barber Institute, the only barber college, I believe, right now in Central Texas that you can go and you can do half of your hours on computer, half of your hours in person, and be done. So we can have you certified with a barber license. You do not need a GED. You don't even have to be from America. We can get you in and out and certified through TLR within 5 to 6 months.
Man, bro, you guys show my dude some love. Follow him, subscribe, all the love in the world, bro. I appreciate you being on my podcast,
No
big
doubt,
dog.
Man, appreciate you, my
yes,
brother.
Sir. I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's get it.